Is this the way you want me to be? Baba, you have shown me who I will be. But is this the path? Is this the path? Oh, you've shown your love when you died for me. You've given your life so I could be free. Oh, Imela Abba Jesus, Lord, I don't deserve you. Yes, Jesus, bow before your throne. Oh Lord, yes, Jesus, help me not to stray. Yes, Jesus, yes, Jesus, I belong to you. What would I do without you? Where would I be without you? Yes, Jesus, I give you all my yes, Jesus, Baba, I bow before you, Lord. Yes,
Hey guys, this is your girl Diane Henry Plummer, representing Chatting with the Jacksons every Tuesday night on Facebook Live. You can't afford to miss this. American time, 8 p.m. Jamaican time, 7 p.m. Tune in and expect a blessing from God. And guess what? Ask someone to watch with you. You and your family keep watching the Jacksons. They are powerful people. They are power-packed. You can't afford to miss this. God bless you.
Bless the name of the Lord. This is your boy, Pastor Lyndell Lewing. Also, DJ Lyndell Lewing, representing for Chatting with DJ Fitzroy Jackson and First Lady Jackson every Tuesday night on Facebook Live. Of course, American time, 8 p.m. Jamaican time, 7 p.m. Tune in for your blessing is awaiting you. Hey, go ahead right now. Tell somebody about this program and allow them to join and receive also a blessing. Chatting with the Jackson. God bless.
Jesus, you brought me from a mighty long way. Deliver me, oh Lord, it's a mighty long way. Straighten my feet, dear Lord, on the Christian pathway. Cover me under your blood and set me free. Mighty long way, oh Lord, it's a mighty long way. Oh yeah.
Lamb book of life. What a day when the Lord shall come. What a day when the Lord shall come. What a day when the Lord shall come. My name will be in the Lamb book of life. What a day when the Lord shall come. What a day when the Lord shall come. What a day when the Lord shall come.
What a beautiful thought I am thinking concern in the great speckled band. Her name is required in the pages of God's holy word. She is spreading her wings for a journey. She's going to take by and by.
You're nothing on me. Rain down, rain down, rain down. You're nothing on me. Rain down your Holy Spirit. Rain down your holy anointing. Let it fall on me. Let it wash me. Yeah. Rain down. Rain down. Rain down. Rain down. Rain down. You're nothing on me. Rain down, yes, Lord. Rain down. Rain down. You're nothing on me. Oh, rain down. Rain down, Jesus. Rain down. You're nothing on me. Yeah. Rain down. Rain down. Rain down. You're nothing on me. Rain down. Rain down. Rain down, Jesus. You're nothing on me. Let it rain. Let it fall. Let it rain. Let it roll anointing. Rain down. Let it fall on me, Lord. Let it fall. Let it fall on me, Lord. Send on your anointing. Pleasant good night to everyone. Thank you again for joining Chat with the Jacksons on another Tuesday evening. We just want to take the time to say thank you to each and every one that has always made it a point of duty to tune in with us each and every Tuesday night. We hope that you had a wonderful day, and despite the weather, you are blessed. So, tonight we are going to be continuing our topic from last week, and that topic is sexual assault and harassment in our schools. How should rather parents approach as well as address this? And this topic is quite extensive, and it's also very fitting for the times that we're living in. Oftentimes, our children are faced with situations such as this in our schools, and they take a vow of silence for whatever reasons. Maybe they're threatened. More than likely, they're threatened.
um, into not saying anything, but we have to encourage our children to speak up when they're faced with situations such as this. So, thank you again. Sit back and chat with the Jacksons.
Pleasant good night to God's beautiful children. We are truly happy that you decide to join us this evening for another chat. Maybe on this side of the world, we say it evening. There are some places where people are watching us from where it's morning or it's afternoon or it's night, whatever time of the day it is. We say welcome to Chat with the Jackson. Whether you're going in your bed and want to give us a couple minutes, or coming out of your bed on your way to work, from the work, then we glad that you joined us. And before we get into the topic, I want to tell my wife again how good she's looking today, just
Thank
like
you.
yesterday.
Thank you, as always, and you yourself.
Oh, thank you. I strive to be like you.
No, don't strive to be like me. We're equal.
Okay, well, I strive to be as equal as you. We want to thank you all for joining us. We see we have Danica Brown. Good to have you with us, my sister. Pastor Andre Kelly Williams. Um, Good to have you with us. We don't take it light when you spend a little time with us. That's one of the powerhouse on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. Join Pastor Kelly every Friday night for music, word, and worship. It's all in one over there. Join Pastor Kelly every Friday at 7:30 p.m. and Evangelist Kamika Williams. They are power packed, and we appreciate them. Thank Sister Valerie Davis for joining us. We want to thank, who do we see? We see Brother Denzel Miller. We want to thank Brother Denzel for joining us and wanted to join Brother Denzel every morning at 6 a.m. for early morning prayer. Join Brother Denzel Miller every morning on his Facebook page. We Before we get started, we want to thank our engineer who is I guess you think that I'm at a point now where I can handle myself. I don't see him online tonight, so if I messed up, you know who to blame. We also want to thank those who joined us.
Myself.
I blame myself, right?
Exactly.
I want to thank those who joined us on Facebook. We encourage you to take a look over there. Like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. While you're over there, leave a comment. Let us know how it's looking over there. Not only that, we also want you to listen to us on our radio app, and that's Zeno.fm Chat with the Jacksons. Just download Zeno.fm and you see Chat with the Jackson. Follow us on our radio app and sit back, relax, and let's get to work.
Okay, so as stated before, we're continuing our topic from last week on sexual harassment, sexual assault, as well as harassment in our schools, how our children are dealing with this in our schools. And it's sad to say, but we send our children to school for an education. However, um, in as much as they're getting an education, they're being faced with many challenges. And unfortunately, this is one of them. Um, I just want to make our viewers aware of the difference between sexual assault as well as sexual harassment. So, harassment deals with um, touching, inappropriate gestures, um, suggestions, and sending inappropriate pictures, even offensive jokes. Those are some of the examples of sexual harassment. Um, Flirting with someone inappropriately versus sexual assault is the actual act of inflicting or imposing oneself on another. And in as much as we have our young people, well, I can't even say young people, let's put them in all category. It could be a 5-year old, um, up to a 15-year old, up to an 18-year old that are faced with these type of situations. And we have to be our children's first teachers. We have to um, equip them with the tools necessary to be able to handle themselves when they are out of our sight. We cannot be naive to the fact that, okay, I'm just going to teach my child how to be a good child, um, whether in the home, and not be able to handle themselves in the streets. We have to teach our children to be street smart as well. So that way, when they're in a school setting, church setting, whatever setting that they're in, and a situation arises, they're able to handle themselves without us being around.
Okay, well, I acknowledge some good friends who joined us after. I want to hear a little more about. I get it. Good. You said we should equip our kids. I want to know how. How can we equip them? But before you get to that, let's welcome Brother Ted Robinson. Good to have you with us tonight, my brother, and Brother Danville Howell from the Jam American show. He was up for some nomination, and I'm sure that he won that contest. We will wait for the result. He have done his part. We have done our part for voting for him every day. So let's leave the rest to God that he will comes out on top. Okay, so I heard you say that that
We have to equip our kids.
right.
Okay, so what do I mean by equipped our children? As I stated before, we are our children's first teachers, right? It's all good and well to teach them manners and, you know, about the Bible and so on and so forth, which those are essential and very necessary. Nevertheless, we're faced or we're in a world that unfortunately there's so many evil surrounding our children. Um, One of the main culprits is the internet, right? Um, in this day and age, everybody is equipped with the internet, is on social media, whatever platform you're on rather, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, we're on some type of platform, and we have perpetrators that come in very in all forms, right? And we have to teach our children the differences of someone that's genuine versus someone that's not genuine. Um, and even people that they encounter on a day-to-day basis that they look up to. Unfortunately, or sad to say, we have to teach our children to be cautious, right? So not everyone that comes to you um, has good intentions, unfortunately. Um, and I'm just making it very broad, but I'm going to narrow it back down to the school setting. We have pastors, we have counselors, we have different types of people that we look up to that is supposed to protect our children. However, that's not the case in most instances, right? They tend to prey on our children. So we have to teach our children to speak up about whatever situation that they find themselves in that's deemed uncomfortable. Let a parent know, let an adult know. Don't just keep it inside. In as much as that person may threaten you, you better not say anything, because if you do, then I'm going to harm your family, harm you, those type of situations. So that's what I mean by equipping yourself.
Okay, well done. So, you would advise the child to speak up early, or would you advise the child to watch it a little?
No, 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 no. You got to speak up immediately. Immediately. And another thing too, we have to get out of the habit of not believing our children, right? There are many instances where children will come to their parent and say, this happened, so and so did this to me. And because you as the adult look up to this person and you're like, nah, this person would never do that, you tend to not believe your child.
Right. So, we should always don't jump to conclusion, but always listen to our kids,
Yes.
right? And not just listen to our kids. We could watch certain things we are talking about in the school settings, and we could realize that teacher drones is just too close to, and it could be a boy or a girl, not just girls.
Right.
And teacher drones just too close. It could be a good close, but as parents, you have to be aware of the surroundings,
Right.
and you'd want to know why teacher Jones, even calling your daughter.
Yeah, taking such a special interest in my
Yeah,
child.
right. And then, teacher Jones do have is get away, and teacher Jones will tell you, remember to turn in your exam sheet. Remember, we have exam. Remember what you're supposed to study for. So some parents will just say, oh, it's just the teacher calling to remind her of the homework. But it could be that the teacher is getting too comfortable. You know, there are times that you'll have the teacher who will set up his derricks, and he could even use it with the child, even with the grades. Just let's talk on the phone. Let's be good friends, and I'll give you an A.
But but you as a parent, um, should, like I said, you have to. We are our children's first teacher. If my child came to me and said, like what you just said, um, calling me at whatever time of the night to discuss homework, an alarm should be going off in your head to say, well, why is this teacher calling my child to discuss homework? Why isn't the teacher calling me as the parent to say, well, this was assigned and there's an exam coming up, or this homework is very necessary to be completed. So, therefore, as the parent, I am calling you to remind the child that they need to complete this homework or they need to study for this exam. I don't think any teacher should be calling a student after hours to be reminding them of homework.
Um, let's I'll chime in on that. Let's welcome Sister Andrea White. Good to have you with us. Sister Jennifer Campbell from out of Point Hill. Good to have you. We have our son Dwayne Nugent from out of Linstead. Good to have you. And we have Sister Unique Ray. Thanks for joining us tonight. And it's so good to see Ashori Green. Good to have you on tonight. But as you said, which I agree with you, but that teacher could be so cunning, so crafty, that teacher would even work through the parent. So he will set it up that he will call the parent, and after talking, then you'd have to hand the phone to the child
No.
because he's talking about some homework and what they did and whatever. So he want to get comfortable.
Well, what I would do if that teacher wants to talk to my child, that phone is going to be on speaker and I'm going to be right there. Whatever you're going to be talking to my child about, I'm going to be right there listening to each and every word.
Right. And that, as I said before, it could be a long-term thing. So it will start out by, okay, you could come in, you could listen and so forth. But he charmed the child in, get the child comfortable. We're evening school, he said, well, this is Teacher Jones. He called at home. He talked to mommy, he talked to daddy. So Teacher Jones called him to talk to her in school. But Teacher Jones from day one have his plan.
But again, that's why I said you have to teach your children to look out for these different scenarios, these different situations, right? Don't just shelter we tend to shelter our children. We have to let them be aware of what's going on, in the real world. We have to let them be aware of the good as well as the bad. And not to say that, in the school setting, we have, all teachers are bad. No, that's not the case.
Not at all.
We do have a handful that are not there to teach. They're just there as pedophiles, just to prey on our children. So, we have to teach our children that no matter what setting they're in, they have to be aware of different conversations, how it's being interpreted, and not just, someone say something to me and I just say, okay, and be accepting of it. You have to be able to, pick from that conversation. This sounds inappropriate, right? And then pick up on the keywords like, okay, this is between you and I. If you do this, you will get that. Just to let them be aware that this is not appropriate.
Agree. So, right. So we, as you said, we have to prepare the kids from home.
Yeah.
So when you highlight the kids of these things, what could happen? So as soon as something fall off track in school, your child will pick up right away. You're gonna, as you said earlier, you're gonna talk to them about the touching, the looks, certain words and all those things. You want them to be aware of these things.
Right.
That even, you're showing me something and you want to come and hug me. And, as soon as your hand go over, then your child, because your child is already alert about these things from home, the red
Right.
flag is going to go up right away.
Right. And another thing is, and let me speak from the school setting here, because most high schools here, well, junior high school and high school, they don't wear uniform. So you have, some teenagers that the way how they dress for school, it's very provocative. And that's sometimes that's an indicator for a teacher to prey on that particular child, right? Based on how they're dressed. Um, Not to say that it's appropriate. It's not appropriate, no matter how that child is dressed. Again, you're in that environment to teach, not to prey on a student, but it happens. Um, and the unfortunate part about it is that we cannot get away from how um, these teenagers are dressing for school these days.
But I want to say something on that, because while I give no teacher the right to touch your
Not
child,
right.
no matter how they dress, we as parents have to learn how to dress our kids also.
But
N- Go ahead.
let me just say something on that. As parents, and I can speak from when I was a teenager and in high school, um, in terms of dressing. Sometimes, you leave the house one way, but you may go to your friend's house and change. It's
But
appropriate. It's not
go ahead.
you go to your friend's house and change, and you're a totally different person in school versus how you left your home.
Yeah, but when you teach your child right, and as we said, not just like, this happened and we start. When you raise your child, the Bible said, train up a child the way they ought to grow. When they get older, and they will not depart. So if you teach your child from a tender age how to dress, yes, we know that peer pressure, and all those things in school, but when you keep insisting these things in the child, that child not gonna wanna you know um
That's not
because
necessarily
put a
true.
battery rider. And I'm saying that I'm not saying, I said one and two might fall off, but when you train your child the proper way how to dress, they don't wear the battery rider in the house. More than likely, they're not gonna take it to school. Maybe,
That's
and
not
I'm
necessarily true. And let me tell you why. There are instances where you train your child to the T.
mhm.
And because of the fact that they want to be in a certain clique, they have certain friends, and these friends have influence on them. They're going to more do what their friends say versus what they were taught just to fit in. Even though in the back of their head they know that it's wrong, they're gonna cross that line and do what their friends are doing.
And then I know you always want to jump at me for a percentage, but I think that's a minute percent. If the child is raised right from a tender age, I'm not talking from 12, 13,
And yes, I agree. From a tender
from a
age,
very
yes,
tender age,
it happens.
1 out of 20. Let's
One.
welcome.
No, no, no. I don't think 1 out of 20. I think
Let's
more like 10 out of 20.
I don't think so. Let's welcome brother David Gallimore. Good to have you with us, my brother. We appreciate you. Brother Oral Brown, good to see you, my brother. We appreciate you also. We beg of you to share the program as you come on. Just share the program. Um, their Facebook is cutting down on the viewers. So as much as we can share it on your page, then we will have other people listening to it. And these are information that we need to get out there. So share the program. We have something special to talk to you about even at the end of the program, where we will have a special person on the 10th of October talking to you about will. There's too much things going on. We're not switching from the topic, but since as you're here and I'm there, too much things going on in family. And most of this thing is causing because of a will. It can cause because we have a will. It causes because we don't have a will. It causes of how the will was written, who left off. And we will have someone here for the hour and a half to talk to us. That's Brother Courtney Hume from out of Montego Bay. He specializes in this area, and you could ask him all the questions you have about will, because certain things in will, if you leave it out, it make it null and void. If you had too much, it make it null and void. So you have to write it good. We'll talk more about that anyway. Let's welcome Sister June Gerald, and Sister Shelley Thunder. Good to have you with us. And tonight we are talking about sexual assault and harassment in our school. How should parents approach as well as address this? Because, I like how you put it there, that how you approach it. Because now you found out that the teacher is sexual assaulting your child. Now we have to have an approach to it.
Well,
And
is it that the teacher is sexually assaulting or sexually harassing?
well, any one of them.
No, there's a difference,
I
because
know there's a difference.
sexual assault is the actual act. Harassment, harassment is,
But
on a day-to-day basis, you're flirting with my child, the
what?
unwanted touching or hugging or,
Well,
flirting.
well, let me tell you something. If any one of my child come to me and tell me that the teacher is sexual harassing, I'm not even talking about sexual assault, harassing them, when my blood start to boil. So I would consider
Yeah,
the
I
two of them,
agree.
whether you touch her or him, or you keep looking at him or her and dropping your little hint, my antenna is gonna be up. I'll be in the school the same day. The same day I learned about it. So we don't want it to go far, because sometimes these things, you ask your child, from when this happening, he said from months or for a year. It make you feel as a parent that you fail.
Right, because again, that goes back to, and not in all instances that child will hold it for that long. There are instances where your child will come to you immediately, and that's the goal. You want your child, the first encounter for your child, to come to you and say, Mom or Dad, this particular teacher said this to me, or insinuated this to me. Don't wait until weeks, months, or a year for that matter. I would hope not, that you're going to come to me and say, this is what has been happening.
Well, there are times that a child might be scared to come to mom and dad. It all depends on the parents too,
But
because because what really happened, there are times that things happen, and the first thing we do, we blame the child. So the child is saying, give me a minute. The child is saying that, listen, I'm not going to say nothing to mom and dad because they're going to say, I'm the one who did it, and why do I allow this to happen, and so forth. So if that child even scared to come to you, make sure that child have auntie or uncle or a brother or a friend, somebody close that they can confide in. Could even be a pastor, or you would, whoever he can confide in or she can confide in. As soon as it happened, you get it out and let the parents do the job. I see Pastor Kelly is saying that, well, first thing we should do, act and hit with the principal or those in control. What do you think about that?
Um, I agree with him that, you have to act on it. Oftentimes, though, not in every situation. Um, you do have some people in authority, such as principals, that are
Guidance.
not believing, you know, of the situation. They maybe more prone to believe the teacher based on who that teacher is. Oh, he or she has been long standing in the school. They have served the school for 25 years, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I don't care if you served the school for 100 years. My child comes first. What
Right.
my child says is gospel. If
But
my child came to me and said, this teacher touched me inappropriate and I was uncomfortable with that touch, best believe I'm going to believe my child.
right. But as you said, we has, as Pastor Kelly said, you have also the guidance counselor in school. So if you go to the guidance counselor said, well, take it to the principal. You go to the principal don't believe, then you don't drop it there. You even take it up as far as to
I'm going to the
minister,
authorities.
minister of education, or
Well, I'm
as
not
far.
even, listen, like I said, I cannot speak on the school system in any other country, but I could speak on the school system here. Um, Inappropriate touching, inappropriate sexual advances, and all of these things. When it occurs, 9 out of 10 times, the authorities are called in, right? And that teacher is arrested, charges are brought up, and so on and so forth. But the sad part about it is that we have too many people that are in authority, principal, guidance counselor, other teachers that, pretty much cover for this particular teacher, and oftentimes they know that this particular teacher is a pedophile, but nobody wants to step up to the plate and say, yes, this teacher has been acting inappropriate for quite some time. Nobody because fear of, oh, I may lose my job, fear of how I'm going to be perceived, fear of, come on. So what about the child? What are the child's rights? How do you expect this child to feel knowing that they were violated? So, the child has feelings, the child has rights. That child is a human being too. So it doesn't matter what your credentials are. It doesn't matter how long you've been into that school. None of that matter. It doesn't matter what your status is in the community. At the end of the day, what matters is my child.
Right, and because as I said, we're gonna take it as far as you can, right? And even when you go all the way that you can, and you can't get nowhere, you still want to go higher
Of
with
course,
it.
I'm not gonna drop it.
Sister June says, "I am not waiting too long for it to get worse.
Exactly.
I am not gonna get out of hand for me. She's gonna take care of it. Let's welcome our sister, Sister Rosie B, the singing police from out of Jamaica. We wanted to support Sister Rosie B. She have a concert coming up. We will talk to her sometime about that concert and how we can get some tickets, how we can support Sister Rosie B. Not get some ticket free, but how we can get some tickets to buy. Let's welcome Sister Andrea White. Sister Andrea White said, I could not want to hear, maybe I wouldn't want to hear that because someone would have to break it down for me. I'm not sure if I'm following.
It should be break it down in the sense that instead of trying to justify, or continue to put this particular teacher on this pedestal, meaning that this teacher has been in this school setting for X amount of years. They're considered, they're highly respected, but yet they're a pedophile, of course. That you want to tend to now sweep it under the rug. Oh, let's not address this because of who that teacher is. Right. And more or less more or less you're diminishing what transpired with my child. Mind you, the psychological scar that my child may have later on down the road.
So you think that with this happening to your child, if you're not careful, this will follow your child into adulthood?
Of course. It's unfortunate. A lot of adults now need therapy for a lot of stuff that happened to them when they were children, when they were young adults, because of the fact that they didn't have someone to confide in. Right. You mentioned something earlier where you said that child may go to his or her parents and that parent may dismiss the child. Right. More or less like you're making up stories or, not believing the child.
Right.
When in fact, you have to listen to everything that your child is saying. Do your investigation, from 1 to 100 and beyond, and find out exactly what transpired and for how long. Again, and it goes back to teaching your children that, listen, anyone that touch you and you're in a compromise, you're in a position where you're uncomfortable with that particular touch or that particular hug, tell me about it.
Right. It could be because some people might not want to call it a touch, but they will just come and rub up themselves on you. It could even be a pinch,
A joke, an offensive joke,
a sensitive joke, and so forth. So we have to be careful. Let's welcome Sister Christine Simmet. Good to have you with us, Sister Christine. We love and appreciate you. Let's welcome Mr. and Mrs. Tyndale. And Sister Tyndale said, hope all is well, coming from me and my hubby. That is good. Sister Rosie B is saying that this is very important. Sexual grooming.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And they know the words to use to entice that child, right? The words, as well as they may use gifts.
Right.
Okay, so everybody has an iPhone, whatever. So you want that iPhone, whatever, too? Okay, so this is what you're going to do. And they make it in such a way that the the child is not fully aware of the fact that you're grooming them.
And you will even tell the child, this is going to be just our little secret.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
that's between you and I. See, I
Right.
told you I was going to give it iPhone 5, and you got the iPhone 5. You just keep this between us. Then, when the iPhone 6 come out, you're going to get it. Gonna give you a little pocket money. But we must check on our kids also. You see a kid come home with an iPhone, and nobody asks,
Where did you get it?
Where you get
I
that?
didn't buy it for you,
Right.
because we know the latest iPhone is like almost $1,000
And then
on or about.
and then they come up even with the iPhone and said, I borrowed from Sally Mae. No, I'm gonna take you to Sally Mae house and give back that iPhone to Sally Mae parents, because I
Well,
want to
first
know.
we're gonna find out if you in fact got it from Sally Mae.
Well, when we go to the house, then we will know. We will know. But you still have to be careful, because if I'm Sally Mae, I'm going to say, that's not my fault. I never give you no fault.
Right. But then you're gonna know that your child is lying.
But then what if it's Sally Mae lying?
Sally Mae's parents
Right.
is gonna be there. It's not just you and I and our child and Sally Mae gonna be speaking. We're gonna be speaking with Sally Mae's parents as well.
Right. And when Sally Mae parents ask them, is that your iPhone? Where you get the iPhone? They said, no, it's not mine. But Sally Mae is the one who lend that phone to our daughter or our son.
But what if Sally Mae's parent
Sally Mae not gonna
didn't-
take it.
No. But what if Sally Mae's parent did not buy that iPhone?
So that's
How did this iPhone come about?
that's why Sally Mae not gonna own the phone.
So somewhere in there, we have to continue doing our investigation,
So that's
because
why I
we
said-
have to find out the root of where this phone came from.
That's where we have to call now, Sister Rosie B, because then that's why we say no, you can't jump to conclusion. Also, you have to get to the root of it. But we want to get back to when we go to the principal, go to the guidance council, go to the principal, and I hear this all the time. Too many parents stop at the principal office. When the principal said no, then they come back home and say, well, the principal said no, not no go so. We have to take it one above and the next above and the next above and the next. Keep going up.
But the thing is, like I said before, sometimes you have some principal that covers for the teachers
Agree.
because of the fact that this teacher has been long standing in this particular school. Right? The teacher has a reputation. So how dare you now come with your child to tarnish this teacher's reputation? When in fact, this teacher has been doing this for umpteen years.
That's why.
Right? It just so happened that no one spoke out about it until now. How many times have you seen situations or stories that come in the news where a child was sexually assaulted in school, and because that child spoke out about it, now you have 10, 20 other kids are coming out speaking about it. And perfect example of a situation, granted it didn't occur in the school, but we're talking about the Olympics, right? Gymnastics in particular. And we have so many young adults. Actually, they weren't even adults yet. They were young kids working their way through gymnastics, right? And you had this particular coach that was sexually harassing as well as assaulting. And it took one to say, well, okay, I'm not going to remain silent. I'm going to speak out about it. And lo and behold, so many came out after she came out. And where is he now? He's behind bars. So you have to encourage your children not to be silent in regards to situation or things that's being said to them and done to them that they know and feel that is not right. You have to teach your children to be vocal about these situations.
And we also have to teach them to be complacent. You know, don't be too licky licky. Somebody is saying, "What is licky licky?" You know, not everything you see Sally Mae in school have, you think you should have it too, right? So you have to teach your child that, listen, be complacent, be comfortable with what I can afford to give you, and make sure that child understand that. So don't bring it home. I see Sister June, and I know she's talking the truth because I know her upbringing. She said, when I was a little girl, I couldn't even take home a pencil if it's not mine. If I took home a gift, I would get a whipping. So she can't even take it, even if her friend Sally may give you. She can't even take it and tell her mom that Sally may give me this. No. Let's welcome brother Kingsley Rodney Kingsley from GGFM. We want you to join brother Rodney as many times. I think he's on Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Friday evening. He's on a couple days in the week. We wanted to join him on GGFM for you can get some good songs over there. You get the word and you get prayer. He have his prayer meeting on every Sunday evening. You could join brother Rodney and GGFM. He's on another station too, but I just can't remember.
But also on the flip side of what you just said, you know, you have some parents that if their child brought home anything that they didn't buy, they're gonna question it, right? On the flip side of that, you do have parents that their children bring home all kinds of stuff and they don't question it one way or another, you know, and that's the reality of some households.
Right, because sometimes they do question it, but they tell them, you know, oh, I borrowed from Sally Mae, and that's it.
And it depends on what it is also,
Right.
you know.
But when you teach them not to borrow nothing from nobody and bring home, then that's it.
We're talking about children here, Jay. Children are gonna be children. Young adults are gonna be young adults. No matter what you teach them, they're gonna test the waters and they're gonna do the opposite
Okay.
at times. Let's
Okay.
just put it.
And
at times, they're gonna do the opposite of what you taught them.
And I agree. But here with Sister June say, and I can testify for her.
What we're
Sister
talking
June
that's
say,
her situation. We're
Right.
talking about
because
her
she was
situa-
raised
right,
properly,
and that's good.
and she stick to it.
I commend her parents for that. However, what I'm saying, the reality of it is that not all households have that same, you know, raise their children the way she was raised. You have some household that the parent couldn't care less what the child brought home. You know, parent is in their own world, child is in their own world. The child could bring home an iPhone, the child could bring home whatever it is, and the parent couldn't care less. So, yeah, that's the
but-
reality of some households.
But we are not talking about parents like that. We are talking about real parents.
Oh, God.
So if
we
you
have to talk about both. You cannot just talk
Right.
about the ones that teach their children to not bring home something that doesn't belong to them. You do have parents that know that their children are bringing home stuff that don't belong to them and they don't say anything about it. This is reality. This is the world that we live in. This is the 21st century. So you cannot just say, okay, well, you know, let's just look at the household that deals with the fact that if their child brought home something, you know, they're going to question it. We also have to look at the household that the child bring home something and the parent doesn't question it.
Right. And I'm saying that if the child brought to him something and the parent never question it. Now, when the child gets in problem for that thing, a part of that blame goes to the parents, you know. So that's why I'm saying that I don't want to even labor on those good for nothing parent.
But you have to
I
look at it. You have to touch on it.
no, I, no.
Yes, they're good for nothing, like you said, or whatever, but that's why we have a lot of young people that are incarcerated as we speak,
You know,
right? Because the parent turned a blind eye. You have some household where the parent cannot even speak to the teenager. You would think that the teenager is the adult and the parent is the child.
well, as you say that, maybe maybe this is one of the reasons, because as you say that some of the teachers, they are cunning and crafty, so they will know that, okay, brother Jackson, he don't really care what's going on with the child, so so that teacher might want to pick on that child because they know they're gonna come to school. Teacher gonna say no. The principal say no. They don't even know that they could go to the school board, the chairman, take it up the chain of command, and go. You know what? They stop right there. I see the other day in Jamaica, somebody was suspended from school. I was following that case, but I don't know what happened. And that father go all the way, even the radio station, their father called, and I don't know if the child they expelled the child, not suspend, maybe for one thing. I have never get in trouble before, but his friend was in a fight and he helped his friend out and they expel him. And the father was on it. The father is not saying that I support what the child did, but if he never get in trouble, why you
Why you
couldn't
take such
suspend him?
a drastic
Right. So sometime as parents, when we don't do nothing, then we get nothing. So we encourage you to follow your child, support your child, and guide your child.
and also teach your child right from wrong, and let them be aware of the consequences, right? Um, if you bring something home that doesn't belong to you, if you start off young by bringing home something that don't belong to you and you as a parent turn a blind eye, they're going to continue this pattern until eventually they're going to get into some type of trouble. But going back to the school setting, again, um, we have more behavioral issues in school versus actual teaching, actual where kids are learning. And I'm not saying this happens in all school. We have some schools where you take more time disciplining versus teaching. And that's why you find an influx of teachers are leaving the school system, right? Not just in Jamaica, it's happening here as well. These are the issues that we face on a day-to-day basis
Right.
in our school system. And then, adding to the fact that, harassment is being taken place, sexual assault is taking place, then we're gonna have a generation of young people that are just screwed up in the head.
Mm, right. That is so true. Brother Dwayne say that you have to recognize the signs. Right. He said the sign of abuse are always obvious. Is that true? Right. But he said there are some signs, if you pay attention to it, there are some signs that are always obvious. And learning the warning sign of a child sexual abuse could be life saving. Right. You might notice behavioral or physical changes that could signal a child is being abused. Some of these warning signs, which includes the behavioral sign, shrinking away or seeming threatening by physical contact, regressing behavior like thumb sucking, change of hygienes and routines and all those things. But
And while these things are true, yes, I don't think in all instances the signs are that obvious. You know, um, as human beings, we have ways of concealing things, you know. And yes, you may conceal it for a period of time, a long period of time before, you eventually get to that breaking point. And that happens with our children as well. Um, we have a lot of children, young adults, let's deal with young adults that um, will feel that, okay, this is happening to me because I, want it to be, it's like, I'm put in this situation where I feel like it's supposed to happen to me. In essence, they're blaming themselves that, okay, this is supposed to happen to me, right? When in fact, nothing of the sort should happen to any young adult, any teenager, um, because of the fact that maybe your home life is not 100% great. You come from a broken home. You come from a home where there's already abuse, and now I'm in an environment where um, it's my escape where, okay, I'm with my friends, I'm supposed to be in an environment where I'm supposed to be learning, but yet here I am placed in another situation where there's more abuse. So, a lot of times they tend to blame themselves. Maybe I'm the problem. I caused this on myself. And going back to the warning signs, again, not all the time it's very obvious. Not all the time you see the warning signs. So yeah, I'm a little.
yeah, but what I'm saying that if these signs that if these warning signs just coming up out of the woodwork, you really have to pay attention to it. You
Well,
know,
yes, you in some instances you do see the signs. In other instances, it's concealed so well that you don't see anything. Your child is acting regular. There's nothing, no clue whatsoever that anything is going on, right? But then you have another child that instantly you see something, something different in them. So you as a parent, parents are it's a 24/7, 365. It's around the clock work, right? So you have to pay attention. I used to let's be a little bit transparent. Sometimes you have to your child goes to sleep, go through the book bag. You'll be surprised what you find in there. Turn that room upside down. You'll be surprised what you find in that room. You know, um, go through the phone. After all, you are the one paying the phone bill. I mean, there are so many ways that they conceal stuff, so many different apps, so many different street lingo that they have. um, be that parent that has stepped into the 21st century. you know get to know what our kids are watching, um, what they're listening to, and all of these things. We're not saying that you're going to know everything, but at least be in the know.
okay, let's welcome Sister Michelle Masters. Good to have you. If you're first time here, we want to welcome you and trust it won't be your last. So we appreciate having you tonight, Sister Michelle Masters. And we have Busher Harris. Good to have you, my brother. We appreciate you. And we have Tava Jonah McKinnon, and that's our engineer, finally get in. Keep talking while I take this call.
Okay, so yeah, it's just a matter of being that parent that stay on top of what
Hold a minute.
is going on with your child, whether it be in school, whether it be at home, but more so in the school setting. Get to know your child's teachers. Um, find out what the curriculum is, what is due, what is not due, and all of those things. Don't just leave it up to your child. And a lot of times we find out on open school night, uh, this assignment was due, the child didn't turn it in, and so on and so forth. No, I know now you don't even have to speak to the teachers. You get an alert, whether it's on an email, whether it's on the phone, what is due and what's not due. Because I remember our daughter could not tell us that she didn't get homework because we got the alert before she even knew. So we always were in the know as to what is due and what was coming up and, pretty much what was going on with her.
Right. Let me see if you get Hello, good night. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So as I said, you cannot just say, well, did you get any homework tonight? And your child may say, no, I didn't get any homework. So it's your responsibility, it's your duty to be in the know with whatever teachers that your child has, whatever class that they have an assignment in. You have to be the one to keep up with whatever is going on, not just the work itself, but whatever activities that they're involved in, which will take them outside of the school building. Let's say they're a part of a soccer club. Let's say they're a part of a dance club, and all of these things. You have to know who is in that circle, right? And be in the know. Speak with those parents. Get to know those parents, because sometimes your child may say, oh, I have a tournament this weekend, and you don't know the parents, you don't know the other kids that are involved. How could you not know, right? Your child may be going off somewhere that's it's not where they say they're supposed to be going, right? But you as a parent have to stay on top of everything as best as possible that's going on with your child.
Wow. Sister June says that I just tell my daughter to give me her phone at random time. What do you think
I
about
try
that?
to check on everything as much as possible. And I agree with her. You have to and it's not that you don't trust your child, right? You just want them to know that you're doing this because you actually care, right? So it's not, and I mean, your child is not going to be pleased with the fact that you're going through their phone. They're going to lash out at you. Why do you want to see my phone? After all, it's my phone. I don't ask to see your phone. Not that they're going to say that to you, to your face. They're going to say that under their breath. Well, some kids will say that to their parents, but yeah, they're not going to like it one bit, but you're trying to protect them as best as possible. So you should be able to have that trust with your child, have that rapport with your child, that they could just say, okay, mommy, here's my phone. You could go through it. So you have to have be in constant communication with your child as well, because the things that our young people go through in this day and age is mind blowing. You'd be so surprised at the things that they're going through.
Right. Another thing that we should tell our kids which is very important, that if a teacher send you a message, that is not appropriate, don't delete that message. You
That's
know,
evidence.
yeah, that's evidence. So, because remember, you might go to the school, the principal might say, no, that's not true, but you already delete the message.
But you know what? Even if it's deleted, it can be retrieved.
Yeah, but how much of us know that? That's what I'm saying.
That
That
well,
we
yeah, a lot of people don't know that it can be retrieved because if you're in court, it can be subpoenaed. It can be retrieved. They just have to subpoena
But don't
those
you have-
those records from the telephone company.
But don't you have, I don't remember which one of them, that when you send it and it deletes, it's gone. There's one that I was hearing about that it don't stay,
Listen,
it's gone.
any message that can be retrieved will be retrieved. If you're in court for whatever reason and the evidence was a phone call or a message, it can be retrieved.
Oh, okay. But,
Okay.
and well, I know there was one coming up a couple of years ago that they say that, because I know some kids was telling me that Facebook and all those things, WhatsApp, it's garbage now because they use something else that it delete the message as soon as it read it delete and it's gone.
Okay, that's an assumption. That's not facts.
Well, when the kids talk, they know what they're talking
Okay.
about.
Okay, you think they know what they're talking about.
Okay, let's pause to say good night to Mr. Lennox Anglin from
Good
Upliftment
night.
Blocks and Construction. He said good night, Mrs. I don't know why he always say Mrs. Jackson first. You gotta say Mr. Jackson
You cannot
first.
tell him what to say.
And
if
Mrs.
he
Jackson
chooses
and
to say,
all join
if he
the
chooses
live.
to say Mrs. Jackson first, why
No,
what is your gripe with that?
the man is the head of the house. So you have to
Mr.
greet.
Anglin, say whatever you want to say. Okay?
No, you have to greet.
Yeah.
You have to greet the head of the house
Mr.
first.
Anglin, say whatever you want to say.
Good night, Brother Anglin. It's good to have you with us. We appreciate it from Upliftment Building Blocks and Construction, building fence and metal gates and everything,
And everything.
and real estate. He will put them in and he will take them out. Good to have you, Mr. Anglin. We ask you that you come on, share the program. Share the program as you come on. Thank you. We appreciate you. And we also ask that you join us over on our radio app. We are on live over there. Also, let us know how we sound over there. And on YouTube, we ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chat with the Jacksons. You can go over there and listen to some content. All the programs are over there. And as we said earlier, on the 10th, we will have someone on to talk about will. I want to ask Mr. Lennox if he have his will already. If you make your will, because sometimes we think that if you say to your parents, make your will now, first thing they say, you think me I go dead, and then you want me dead. No, but a will is important, so we're gonna talk. And come with your questions, or if you want to send in the questions before that on the 10th, we will have a representative that know the ins and outs of will, the do's and the don'ts, and the fights and the no fights.
Okay.
So that's for the 10th of October. Okay. So, wow. Yes, we gonna wrap up.
So, in conclusion, I just want to say, to our viewers, whether you have children that are in school or you have nieces, nephews, grandchildren, take the time to have effective conversations, worthwhile conversations to our young adults, to our children. Let them be aware of the fact that certain things, such as certain touch, certain conversations, and these type of things are not appropriate. Um, and if they're put in a compromising situation, they need to speak to an adult. Never be afraid to come to an adult and say something, right? Um, Sometimes we tend to shut down our kids because, oh, we don't want to believe what they're saying, but we have to listen to them, right? We have to listen to them. You're not just saving your child, you're saving other children, right? So encourage your child to speak up about whatever it is that they're faced with that makes them feel uncomfortable. And especially in the school setting. So not because Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so have been in this particular school for 5, 10, 15 years, make it right. It's not, right? Because that person is solely in that institution to prey on children. They're not there to teach that child or teach those children. They're there each and every day to get their fix on preying on the students.
Right. And before we go to, while your child come home and talk to you about what happened in school, I encourage you. I'm not gonna say everybody could do that. Just maintain your cool. Don't have no. What I say that I know you're gonna want to get upset. You might want to
wanna?
do right. You might
You
want
may
to do things that is not appropriate, but don't have the right and give it away. You understand? Because you might go out there and do something stupid, and then you are the one in trouble now. So, know while your child talk to you, and you're working on this case, just look forward and remain cool. Remain cool. I'm not saying that you're not going to be upset and so forth, but don't put yourself in a position where you can't even control yourself. Because you're going to the school to have a meeting with the principal, and you might go with your vulgar behavior, irate, you bad word, and they might have to put you out of the school. No, you can't get the point across. No, they might have a good thing that you take it up somewhere now, and the principal might say, well, when you come here, we couldn't even talk.
So,
And I might call you 2 other times, you still come back at the school upset again, and so forth. So just don't have your right and give it away.
if my child was sexually assaulted in the school, I'm paying the tuition to send my child to school each and every day, and my child was sexually assaulted. Are you telling me to remain cool?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not no,
Really?
no, I'm not saying that. First of all, we have to remember who we are and whose we are. And no, I don't think you understand what I'm saying, because I'm not saying that if a teacher, remember I said earlier, no, you don't even have to reach to the actual act.
No.
So-
I'm saying it got to the actual act.
No,
where,
what I'm
where
saying that-
my child was sexually assaulted.
Well, I'm saying that I will be upset. I will be upset even if it don't reach the act. So I'm not saying that you're not going to be upset.
No,
but
no,
what
no.
I'm saying that don't be upset to the point that you can't even control yourself, where you even go to Minister of Education and they have to put you out also.
No. What I'm saying is, okay, my child was sexually assaulted. The act was committed, right? The act was committed.
So you and that person gonna go to jail?
Wait. The act was committed on my child. My child was violated. I sent my child to school to get an education. I didn't send my child to school to be violated in that way. And you're telling me that I should remain calm?
When I said calm, of course. When I said calm, well, all right. So when you go to school, what you gonna go there and do?
You're telling me
No,
that I'm
you're
going to
not
remain
answering.
calm. I'm
You're
going to
not-
remain calm?
You're not answering the question. When you go to school,
I'm not even sure what I would be liable to do. But calm would not be.
So you're not sure we
Calm would not be it.
well maybe
Trust me on that
well
one.
maybe you're not the person to go to school to deal with that then.
My child? My child that I gave birth to?
Yes.
Are you telling me that I'm not the one that's supposed to be in the school?
Yeah, but if you're home and you say that I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do when I get there, what what I'm saying that when I go to that school, I'm gonna be boiling, but I can't boil that I can't control myself. That
Okay,
the
okay.
police have to come and take me out.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Right.
Your child was sexually assaulted.
Right.
We're talking about the act was committed
Yes.
on your child.
Yes.
Tell me what you would do when you get to that school.
Okay.
What would be your demeanor going to that school?
And I want you to get me good. I'm gonna be upset even when I get to the school. I'm still gonna be upset, right? But my aim for going to that school is to get justice for my child. My aim is not going to the school to fight the principal. And anybody said no to fight them. I'm not going to the school to fight, right? Because the law is gonna fight for me.
Well, I'm going to the school. First of all, I'm going to the school with the authorities because
Right, but the way you behave in the authority might take you out.
more than likely they will take me out.
But that makes no
Trust
sense.
and believe.
But
They
that
were
make-
gonna have
but
to
that
take me
make
out
no
too.
sense.
They're
That
gonna
make no
have to
sense.
take me out.
We have to have self-control. We have to have self-control, and if the authority is there to do their job,
Jay, we're not talking about sexual harassment where you have been harassing my child. Yes, that is bad. We're talking about the actual act of violating my child's innocence.
Right.
You inflicted yourself on my child.
Right.
And you're telling me that I should remain calm?
nobody said
Really?
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be calm. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm going there upset, but I'm not going to get out of control.
You're not going there upset?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm going there upset, but I'm going to let the authority. And the only way I will get out of control is if the authority, the principal, the guidance counselor, minister of education, the school board, and everybody not giving me justice.
None of them cannot speak to me in that moment.
But why are you
because-
going to the school then? You have to. You
First
have.
of all, I'm finding out where that teacher lives, and we're going to
Hold on.
that teacher's house with an arrest warrant.
Hold on. Thank you, Brother Kingsley. Brother Kingsley said great show. And Brother Gallimore, I see the call coming in. I was trying to I'm answering you, but I wasn't hearing you. I don't know if your phone was on mute. I checked if we were mute on this side, but we were hoping on this side. So I'm not sure what happened. I even tried calling you back, my brother. We're sorry about that. But we have to, and maybe remain cool is not the right word.
Definitely
Because
not.
but I don't want.
Definitely
I'm not encouraging no one to go to the school with no violence. We're not encouraging no one to go to the school where the teacher have to be hiding behind because you might just reach over and
Well,
grab
he better
him.
hide. He better hide because
Well, let's-
trust or believe.
Let's
Oh
close.
my goodness.
Let's close.
Yeah.
And before you go, we ask you to share the program one more time. We thank you for joining us. So we appreciate you. We will be back with you next week if God say so. And until we meet again, as I said before, that on the 10th we will have a capable person who work in the court system. Well, he will introduce himself. He's a JP. He is well knowledgeable about estate and will. And we want to talk to him about, we don't want to wait until something happened in the family because of will. We want to know why we should write a will. We want to know what to put into will, what to leave out. I didn't even know that if you leave out somebody out of a will, it's a problem. You have to put everybody in and all those things. So we will be talking to Mr. Courtney Hume on the 10th. We encourage you to join us on the 10th. You could come with your questions, come with just about anything you can ask him. He is well versed and knowledgeable, and he will be with us on the 10th of October for the whole night. So come prepare.
And yes, if you have questions, you could always, type in those questions, and he'll be able to answer as best as
Or
possible.
you could call in with your question, or you could send in your question to message us before, and we will have those questions for him that you could answer. So that's not next Tuesday. That's the Tuesday after, if God tarry.
And again, we
Okay,
agreed to.
let's read what Sister King said. Let's welcome Sister King. And she said, exactly, Mr. Jackson. If there is no justice from the relevant authority, that will make you get out of hand. Right. And I'm expecting, because, that's what they want, they want to throw you off. And then you hear that you're the one, like they couldn't deal with it because you didn't give them a chance. You come there cursing, fighting. You have all type of instrument, want to do whatever.
But
No,
the thing is, I guess
no.
I am going off. You're going off the Jamaican justice system. I'm going off the American justice system.
I don't care where you are.
It's
you
very
have to have
different.
control.
It's
so,
very
So
different.
you're saying in America, you go there to the school to fight the teacher because the teacher raped your daughter
I'm
or
go-
our son. You're saying that you're going to go there to fight them. No.
I'm not saying I'm going there to fight them, but I'm not going there being calm. Like you said. You
No, I
said
didn't
to
say
be
that.
calm.
I did not. I say I'm going there upset, but I say you don't get out of control to give away your
Well,
rights.
I'm going
You don't
there.
go there where the
I am
security have to throw
going
you
there-
out.
No. I'm going there with the authority because that teacher is going to
But
be.
going there with the authority, and if you're not calm when you get there, and allow, you have your facts, because as you teach your child to keep the text, keep this, and whatever. You have
There
the
is
friend
no
who's
parent
going to come.
that's going to go into
So,
the school being calm if your
I
child
guess
was
you don't-
violated
I guess
like
you
that.
don't. I guess you don't understand the calm.
I understand what you're saying. I
Right.
understand what you're saying. I understand. Trust me, I understand what you're saying. But I'm not going to that school with the intention that that teacher is going to remain in that school. I'm going.
No.
I'm going to the school with the authorities because
And-
that teacher is going to be arrested that day.
And that's why, and and maybe it don't have to be that day. And that's
Oh no! Yes, that teacher will be
you don't
arrested
have
that
to.
day.
Maybe you don't get them arrest somebody. Maybe you need a little more investigation. But maybe that teacher
The
not going to
facts
be
is
back.
right there.
Okay,
the facts
the law.
is right there.
That's not how the law work. The law don't work in our hand just like that. Let's welcome Brother Ray Johnson.
I don't know what law you're dealing with.
No, but I'm saying to you that all right. There are
If the
times
evidence is right there that my child was sexually
because
molested,
it could be.
and my child was taken to the doctor where there was a rape kit that was administered, and
Yes.
the evidence is there that yes, in fact, my child was violated. Trust and believe. Even before my child leaves the hospital, that teacher is going to be arrested.
Yes, because you have all those evidence, but it might
But
be a
that's what I'm
case.
saying.
Hold on, it might be a case where the authority might need more evidence or need proof.
How
or
much
might have
more
to say.
proof? How
That's
much
what I'm
more
saying to
proof?
you. It might not be that you have all of these evidence. It might be a case that your child has come home and tell you she don't have nothing in writing. She don't have no text. She don't have whatever. She
No,
just
you're
say.
mixing up two things. You're mixing up the sexual harassment
But
versus
I'm
the
saying that-
sexual
But
assault.
you keep talking about them. I'm gonna be upset over both.
But one is much more severe than the other.
The two of them severe because guess what?
One is much more severe than the other in the sense that this person,
Yeah, it could commit the hack,
right,
but the other one he attempt the hack. But what I'm saying that he might attempt the hack with my son or my daughter, but he already done it to somebody else. So we don't wait from he attempt.
No. We're not talking about attempt. We're talking about he actually did this to my child. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm getting all
Okay.
agitated about.
But you don't have to get agitated.
No.
You don't,
Come on, Jay.
You don't have to get agitated because you know what? When you get agitated,
We can agree to disagree because
And-
we don't see eye to eye on the same things. Because
Right.
his
And
views
I'm
on this
not saying
particular
that-
situation
No,
is
don't-
very different from mine.
no. And let me tell you my views before I go because you're not gonna talk for me.
No.
I'm
not speaking
saying
for
that-
you.
I'm saying that when I heard anytime that what happened, I'm gonna be upset. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna be upset. When I get to the school, I'm still gonna be upset.
Okay. Let me say this. Let
Uh-huh.
me ask you this. Your child came home from school 4:00
Yeah.
this evening and said to you, Dad, my teacher sexually assaulted me.
Mhm.
In that moment, what are you gonna do?
I'm going, first of all, I'm going to the doctor, then I'm going to the police, and depends on what time it is, I'll be going to the school. If not,
What are we going to the school for? If
because
school is
then-
gonna be out by
that's
that
what
time,
I said, it depends.
we're going to
there are
that
some
teacher's
principal-
house.
No, that's
We're
that's,
going to
that's,
that teacher.
That's what
we're
the
going
police.
to that teacher's.
That's what the police
The
supposed to
police
do.
are going to be going to that teacher's house
Right.
that very night.
Yeah,
We're
you
not
can't
gonna
tell
be-
the police. You can't tell the police what to do. The police, they have the authority. They might want a little more. Police don't just get up and because you had them bother.
If
Hold
a
on.
rape kit proves that my child was sexually assaulted, the police is in fact going to go to that person's home.
Of course,
immediately.
but you cannot say they're gonna arrest him same time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. But you don't know. Maybe same time. The police then know their job.
But what are we going to the school for? You're saying going to the
Because
school.
some
no
principal
reason to go to the school.
That's what I said. Some principal lives on the premises. We want to go to the principal also, and we want to have a
The
discussion.
principal is irrelevant at this point because I would not be going to no principal.
So when you go to the school, who you gonna go to?
If my child came home at 4:00 this evening and said, Mommy, I was sexually assaulted by teacher so-and-so, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to be calling the authorities. Yes, letting them be aware. I'm taking my child to the doctor. Yes. And then I am going to request that a warrant be served to this particular teacher because that teacher is going to be arrested that very night. Because of course, the evidence is there to show that my child was sexually violated.
Right, and then the police, the officers, the
Get
the
out of
teacher,
that mentality,
the
that
teacher.
Jamaican mentality.
You
It's
keep talking about
different.
Jamaican mentality.
Yes.
I'm a Jamaican number one. You keep talking about getting the Jamaican mentality.
But that's where you're going.
It's never been. Well, no,
You're saying go to the principal.
wait-
What is the principal gonna do?
Of course. What do you mean? What the principal gonna do? That's what you're gonna do. You take things in stages. The principal have to know what's going on in the school, right? The principal have to know. So why they do
The
it? So you
principal
think
will know
tomorrow?
after the fact, and then you may find out later on that the principal has been covering for this particular teacher.
So that's where you're
for
gonna.
a
That is
while.
that is
and
why you want-
he or she gonna be arrested too.
That's why you want to go to the school also.
He or she
Let's
gonna be
welcome-
arrested too.
Let's welcome Sister Izzy Thomas.
Everybody's gonna be arrested.
Sister Izzy on the beat. We wanted to join Sister Izzy. I think Sister Izzy is almost on almost every day. Sister Izzy said,
Thank you, Sister Izzy. And she says, I cannot promise I'll be calm. I need answers right now.
Right.
We're
And
on
I'm-
the same page. See, we're
but
seeing.
we are all on the same page.
No, we're
I'm
not on the same
say-
page.
Hold on.
You're
I'm not
seeing it from a different point.
I'm not saying that I am going to be calm. That's not what I'm saying. I say I'm not going to be out of control where, I might grab the teacher and want to fight. I'm not going there for that. So I'm saying that the only way I get out of control is if they're telling me stupidness when I go there. The teacher telling me stupidness, the principal telling me stupid, even the police telling me stupidness. Everybody gonna
It
lose.
says, I'm a parent first and foremost. Yes.
And I agree.
Everything else is secondary.
Yes,
Okay,
but we still.
everything. No principal, no teacher, nobody's gonna tell me nothing in that moment.
So you're not gonna come back home then because you're gonna do things and they're gonna arrest you. So you think you go to the school and fight the man that rape your daughter and they're not gonna arrest you?
First of all, I may be that parent that have a licensed gun.
Anyway, I don't wanna
Okay.
I don't wanna reach there. Sister June Sister June said the principal have to know before I send my lawyer to him. Right. I said of course you have to have a conversation with the principal. And there are some
Oh
principal.
yeah, we gonna have a conversation,
Yeah.
all right. We
Yeah.
we gonna have a conversation.
But remember, this
you
not-
gonna see what kind of conversation we gonna have.
Yeah, but sometimes the principal don't know. You have to say we're assuming that the principal might know. Some of these principals don't know because some of these teachers.
Come on, Jackson.
I'm telling you, some of these principals
And what about the
don't know.
principals that cover for their teachers? What about the principals that know and they protect the teacher because the teacher has been there for 25 years? All of them going to jail. All of them going under the jail. Because my child come first and foremost.
Okay, Sister Izzy said, this is why I let the principal and the teacher know Sister Izzy Thomas during open house, so I don't think they want to mess with my child.
Exactly. And I was that parent too.
Right. Well, guess what? My father was that type of parent. But my father was why I don't like when my father go to parent teachers meeting. My father would always go there and tell the teacher, only save the eyes. You know? So when the teacher then beating us, no, we can't make no trouble at school now because you say you know your father give us permission already. So long we don't hit the eyes,
That
you
was
can't go
then.
home.
That
And I
was
say,
then.
But then if you trouble my father kids in school, dog name your supper.
That was then. Back then a lot of kids went through abuse. Abuse. Okay.
Oh Lord. Okay. Let's read what Sister Izzy said before.
Oh, she said the principal knows my daughter my name. He greets her every morning as soon as she gets out of the car. Yes, they knew our daughter too. Yes, because I would just do random pop up in the school, you know,
Right.
and don't tell me, oh, she's such a nice child. No, I want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right. And Sister June said she remember those days. She laughing. She know my father not joking. Oh,
But yes,
gosh.
the bottom line is that we want to teach our children to speak up about
Yes.
whatever it is that's being inflicted on them that makes them uncomfortable, whether it's a conversation, whether it's a touch, whatever it is. Come to your parent, come to somebody, more so your parent first and foremost,
Right.
and let them know what is going on. Don't conceal it. Don't wait until next week, a month, or 2 months down the road. Let your parents know immediately. And for the principals and teachers that are in school setting that know of teachers that are doing whatever they're doing other than teaching, they need to speak up too, because you're enabling, right? You're just as bad. You may not be committing the act, but you know of the act, so you're just as guilty. And at the end of the day, we want to put our children in an environment where they feel safe, right? We don't want to put our children in an environment where they feel threatened, right? Because at the end of the day, down the road, they're going to be going through all these psychological, they're going to have all these psychological issues and having to go through therapy and all of this. And these are the things that we want to try to prevent. Right. And we focus on the school, but we also know that these things happen in church. Hello.
Yes.
So, yeah. But seeing that our kids are more in the school setting for most of the day, we decided to touch on the school.
Right. And Sister Izzy said, one thing about my 8-year old, she is a chatterbox and don't keep nothing. It's in their best interest to stay away from my child.
I think we both had the same type of child.
Sister King said, I personally would go to the school, report the matter to the principal, hear what he or she have to say. I'm with you, Sister Smith. Say, then proceed to matter, because if I don't get no justice from the head of the school, from the head of the school, my head would be chipped right away. I agree with you, Sister King. I agree with you, but you do it the right way, so them just wait.
Okay, so your child was molested today, and you're going to the school the next day.
No, that's not what she said. She
said I personally would go to the school, report the matter to the principal. I'm not reporting the matter to the principal. If my child came home and told me that she was violated today, I'm reporting the matter to the authorities.
Yeah, the police and I would go to the school.
Exactly. The next day, the police and I would go to the school. But in that moment, that very moment that my child came home, we're calling the authorities. We're going to the hospital with the authorities. And then the following day, we're going to the school with the authorities as well.
Wow, Sister Izzy is on the ball. Sister Izzy say, let's keep it real. The way the school system are set up, they will hide everything to protect their employees and their pockets.
Exactly.
That is true.
That's exactly what I was saying.
That's why I say I'm going with the police.
That's why I said you have schools where the principal, where that particular teacher has been in that school system for 10, 20, 15 years, right? And instead of believing the child, they're believing the teacher, knowing that that teacher is a known pedophile for all these years. That's why when, all hell breaks loose, then you find out later down the road, 20 kids was molested, 15 kids was molested. You see these stories, you hear these stories each and every day. Adults are coming out and saying, I was molested, and, I couldn't speak about it and all of these things. Why should it have to wait? Why should I have to wait until I'm in my 20s, 30s, or whatever? No, it should have been addressed at that very moment. So that way I didn't have to carry this into adulthood.
Amen. Sorry to wind you up at the end of the program.
But listen.
But
Mrs. Daisy, we're that parents.
Yeah. The father know how to keep it cool.
Yeah. You say that. You say that, and I know for a fact that
What? No, I'm not saying.
She said the police will be meeting me at the teacher's house because I'm not giving them time to clean anything. Sister, me and you, girl, me and you.
Let's get off of this soapbox. We'll catch you back next week with another hot topic. Thanks for joining Chat with the Jackson. We encourage you to share the program one more time before you go. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until we meet again, we love and we appreciate all of you for your support and for your encouragement. Because what we do, and Sister Izzy will tell you, what we do is not easy. Even to cut the time and everything to bring this program to you. So we appreciate the kind words. We don't ask for much. We just for the kind words that you give to us, because through the week a lot of people call us and talk to us back, even about the topics and everything, and say, well, we didn't call in because they're silent listeners, so they want to have their meeting now, and we have to be talking with them. But we also want to encourage you that these are just things that we think about. We are not saying that these are the laws or you should even go with it because we say so. We are just telling you from our measly experience and so forth. We are not trained counselors and so forth. So we don't want you to get in trouble and said, well, the chat with the Jackson say to do it that way. We just say the way we do it, and it worked. So we're not telling you to do it that way, but you could learn. We can learn from each other. Thanks very much again, and we will see you next Tuesday. Until we meet again, my name remains Fitzroy Jackson.
And I'm Susan Jackson.
And we are Chat with the Jackson. And we said, peace out. We love you and God.
Are you ready to win? Well, let's stomp all over Satan's camp. Satan trying to conquer us, but guess what? We're all soldiers in the army of the Lord.
It's my season, it's my time, it's my time.
Are you ready to win? Well, let's stomp all over Satan's camp.
It's my season, it's my time.
Are you ready to win? Well, let's stomp all over Satan's camp. Satan trying to conquer us, but guess what? We're all soldiers in the army of the Lord. Sister Izzy on the beat, man. Positive Vibes Production.
It's my season, it's my time, it's my time. It's my season for breakthrough. So Lord, I'm calling on you. 'Cause it's been written in the book of life, all the promises for my life. It's my time, it's my time. It's my season for breakthrough. So Lord, I'm calling on you. 'Cause it's been written in the book of life, all the promises for my life. It's my time. So long been standing in line, praying day and night. Pray for the move of your hand in my life. And now I see that the tide is turning. So long the midnight oil has been burning. For your glory I'm earnestly searching. And now you've lifted my heavy burden. It's my season for breakthrough. So Lord, I'm calling on you. 'Cause it's been written in the book of life, all the promises for my life. It's my time. My life is in your hands, and my will is at your command. I wanna be a vessel of honor and praise, and serve you, Lord, for the rest of my days. For you call me blessed, you call me faithful. Say my best is yet to come. So I remember
guess what? We're all soldiers in the army of the Lord. Sister Izzy on the beat, man. Positive Vibe Production.
Is this the life you've planned for me? Is this the way you want me to be? Baba, you have shown me who I will be. But is this the path? Is this the path? Oh, you've shown your love